If you're thinking of starting a coaching business, or you've already started to build one, but you still have a full-time job, congratulations! You are in the best place to be. And if this is you, well, stay with me up to the end of this video because I'm going to share with you many secrets that I wish somebody told me back then. If I can start over, this is what I'm gonna do. And if you're new to this channel, my name's Lisa Mackey, an entrepreneur coach with over 25 years of coaching and entrepreneurial experience. And yet, still faced many challenging times when the coaching business shifted to a more online platform. So in this channel, you're going to learn everything I've done that has made me remain relevant up to this very day, including navigating through the online space. You'll also hear lots of stories related to purpose and faith. And if you're not subscribed yet to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so you'll be notified of every video I post. In this video, you'll learn how to build a successful coaching business step by step while still working a full-time job. Ready? Let's dive in. One of the most important aspects of our business is our audience. Without an audience, there's no one to sell to. And this is one of the biggest problems of coaches like me and you, because we build our coaching programs and then we wonder why nobody wants it. But that's because we need an audience. And especially these days with the online space, our audience is looking for us online. So we definitely need an online audience. And building your audience is easier at this point for you because you still have your full-time job. It gets more difficult and more challenging when you're trying to make ends meet because you want to sell your coaching program right away because you need the money. But because you have your full-time job, then you can use this time to build your audience now. I'm sure by now you're already realizing that it takes time to build and grow a business. And so if you're going to quit your job now without an audience, you're really going to set yourself up to fail. Well, how I wish somebody warned me about this before, but now you know. So the steps you learn in this video is not only about building your audience, but building an audience who will be ready for your coaching program. Step 1 is the ideal scenario. And if you can make it happen, all the other steps will be easier. Transition to a part-time job. This will allow you to have a source of income while having the time to build your business. And if this is not possible, perhaps you can find an arrangement where you can probably do some days where you can work from home, or probably other alternatives that will just give you more time to build your business. Step 2 is to create a timetable and stick to it. Building a successful coaching business requires seriousness, commitment, and intentionality. And having that timetable that you can stick to will hold you accountable. I'll get back to this timetable at the end of this video, so stay with me. Step 3 is to educate yourself. There are 3 main areas to focus on when it comes to coaching: skills, business, and the industry. Let me break that down to you. Let's focus on the skills first. Well, I'm assuming that this is already something you have or you're learning about it. And this is what you get from getting a certification or from hiring a coach. And I'm assuming also that you already have the natural abilities in coaching, otherwise you wouldn't even be choosing this business. So many coaches get stuck here. They have the skills in coaching, but they don't have the business skills. And this is something you really need to know. So it includes knowing how to run a business. And running a business these days includes an understanding of the coaching industry today. The entire coaching industry, just like every other business out there, has dramatically shifted to a more online-based environment, whether your business is online or offline. This entails having an online presence and a targeted online presence at that. So what is a targeted online presence, you may ask? Well, creating a targeted online presence entails using the right online marketing platform with the right message and content to meet your audience where they are in their journey with you. This means using social media to get their attention, email marketing to build trust with them, and a free training where you can sell to your audience. These are the 3 online marketing systems or platforms that you need to put in place so you'll experience audience conversion. Because really, the hardest part is always selling. And you want to have consistent sales so you can finally transition to full-time entrepreneurship. And when you establish these online marketing systems, then you'll be able to experience audience conversion that will bring in consistent sales. So step 4 is to set up these online marketing systems. And this is something I didn't know when I transitioned to the online coaching business. I was so used to doing things offline, and I thought people were just gonna find me online. And please don't spend money on expensive sales funnels, paid webinars, and other things that other coaches are promoting to you to grow your coaching business. Not until you have established and set up these online marketing systems and your strategies. I know so many coaches who have spent so much money on these things, and now they're so broke and they don't even have any clients. Your audience goes through different phases in their journey with you from the very first time they see you to the time they become your paying clients. And your systems are meant to meet your audience in each phase of this journey so they're converting from one phase to the next as seamlessly as possible. I use a very simple ATS system: attention for the first level, trust for the second level, and sales for the third level. For my attention system, I use social media like Instagram. This is where I post content that's meant to attract the attention of my audience. From there, I bring them over to my next level, which is my email marketing that I used as my trust system. So for my content, for attention, I include a CTA that gets their email address, and so they go into the next phase, which is my email marketing. And this is where I build trust with them. This trust system is also where I promote my next system, my sales system, which is a webinar or a masterclass, free training, live launch, and that's where I sell to them. So this ATS system is something you can start building now while you still have a full-time job. Don't you even jump into selling without establishing and setting up these systems first. Step 5 is to create your online marketing strategies. So strategies include your content, whether it be an audio, written form, or video. Without your systems, your strategies will be all over the place. But when you have these systems, whatever ideas you come up with, it's going to be easier for you to organize because you'll have compartments for these ideas. Let me give you an example. For instance, if I have a content idea for Reels and the objective is to get the attention of my audience, then automatically it will go to my social media platform. This has really helped me get organized, more so because random ideas constantly come to my mind. So creating your strategies include both content and frequency. For your content, I mentioned earlier that it covers video, written form, or audio. And then for frequency, ideally posting once a day for your attention strategy, once a week for your trust strategy, and quarterly for your sales strategy is good for consistency. Now this becomes easier when you plan for your content. So set aside a time like once a week, one day a week, where you can just write your content for both your attention and trust strategy. Step 6 is to implement. Without the implementation, you won't be able to build your audience. And it's not only the implementation, but implementing it consistently. And if you can't build your audience, then you won't have a successful coaching business. So after setting up your online marketing systems and creating your strategy for each system, you need to do this consistently. You have to commit to it. It's better not to start than starting and stopping, because that will break the consistency and that will really make your audience fall out. You won't be able to build your audience and you won't be able to convert them from one phase to the next as seamlessly as possible. Implementing requires planning, more so because you still have your full-time job. And this is where you need your timetable. First, you need to plan for the setting up phase. So you need to set up your social media platform the way it should be set up. And so choose only one platform so you can establish consistency. And then you also set up your email marketing platform. So you don't have to pay for this unless you want to, but you don't need to, not yet. So you set that up. So that's for your trust system, your email marketing. I use MailChimp. I'm not promoting this for MailChimp. I'm just saying I use MailChimp. I found it really to be very effective for the coaching business, but you can use whatever platform you want. And then you set up your webinar platform. Now you don't need to use a paid webinar platform unless you want to. I use YouTube for my free training, and that's free, and you can do that too. So setting up these systems can take as short as 1 day to as long as 1 week, depending on your schedule. Next, you need to create your content strategy. So what content are you going to use for the next week, or at least for 5 days? So you need a topic per day. And so what are you going to use for Monday, for Tuesday, for Wednesday? So these are things that you need to plan for. So this can be a combination of reels, carousel, a post, a short live video, whatever you want to use. So use a combination so you can kind of switch it up. And then it's also good to have a topic that you can cover for each week. It just makes it easier. So just keep it simple, more so for your attention strategy. Remember, your strategy for attention is to simply get your audience attention, to create awareness in their minds and establish a recall. So content creation or planning for your content should be done once a week, and this would probably take an hour or two. For your trust strategy, so this is your email marketing, ideally, you should create content once a week. But if you only have a few subscribers, more so if you're just starting, you can do it once a month and then just increase the frequency until you get to the once a week. So this should have more value than what you put out there for your attention strategy. So this would probably take you about 30 minutes to an hour. Again, just keep it simple. Not because you have to create more value for email marketing means that it has to be really long. If you're creating a newsletter, just like me, then it's longer, but it doesn't have to be long. You can keep it short, but then just make sure that it has more value, because this is the platform or this is the system where you're building trust with your audience. So your sales strategy is kind of like a sneak preview of your coaching program, with your sales pitch at the end of the video or the end of your live session. So webinars are about 45 to 60 plus minutes, maximum of 1.5 hours. Start with 45 minutes and use the last portion, probably like 5 to 10 minutes, for your sales pitch. So planning for this one takes longer because this is now your presentation, and it may even take you a week to do this. But once you're done, the nice thing is you can automate this and use this to promote your coaching program. Step 7 is to strengthen your inner self. Building a coaching business, more so if you still have your full-time job, requires inner strength. I always say that entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. Building a business requires commitment, determination, seriousness, and it can really be stressful. There will be financial challenges, there will be risks, and if you're not strong internally, you can really quit. And this is the reason why very, very few businesses make it even past 2 years. Then there's the pressure that comes with success as well. If you get big, will you be able to handle it? Seriously, this inner strength plays a more crucial role than just having the skills to build your coaching business. My best advice to build your inner strength is to spend quiet time alone with God every day. I'm not talking about having a list of prayer requests that you can bring before Him. You can do that at any time of the day. I'm talking about spending time alone with Him just to thank Him and to meditate. This will really prepare you for the day. And if you do it every day, then you get prepared and strengthened every single day. It refreshes you, it gives you greater wisdom, and it strengthens you. Almost all of my ideas for my coaching programs and even for the business in itself comes from these quiet moments with God. It's really like having supernatural downloads. So there you go, the 7 steps in building a coaching business while still working a full-time job. I'd love to know in the comments below what you can commit to doing in the next 7 days. And if you want more actionable tips similar to this, I'd love to have you in my LMC Insider Community, where I deliver weekly newsletters straight to your inbox. So I'm going to include the link in the video description, so check that out after watching this video. And you'll also find me on Instagram as Coach Lisa Mackey. If you want to learn the details of building an audience that converts, which you're in the best position to do so, then I'd love to also have you in my free masterclass. I'll also include that link in the video description. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.